Okay, guys and girls, welcome back. Truth lovers, light bearers. Okay, alright, I got a video clip I scrolled across on TikTok that shows what I was talking about in the last video.
Hey y'all, listen, have y'all seen the video of the young man who's the truck driver who had a conversation with an older white man at a restaurant, who the older white man basically confessed that when he was a firefighter back in the 60s and 70s, how him and his firefighter buddies used to let black people burn and listen to their screams and allow them to burn to death because of the 60s and 70s because they were black. Okay, I tagged him at the bottom. Go to his page, find the video, and take a listen. But listen, let me put this trigger warning out here. Everybody can't listen to this. So know your mindset and know your trigger level, okay, before you go listen to it. But anyway, once I listened to his video, it just brought me back to just a couple days ago. And I'm a true believer in things happen in threes. I don't know where I get it from, but I'm a true believer. Things happen in threes. So a few days ago, there were two patients in the waiting room. They were the last two patients of the day. One was a middle-aged white woman. The other was an older white woman. I would say she was probably in her 70s or 80s, right? And there was me. Me and the middle-aged white woman were having a conversation because she follows me on TikTok. I follow her. And we were talking about the whole washcloth thing. Age-old topic, right? So as me and her are talking, the middle-aged white woman she goes, I don't get it. She said, I honestly think it's the South versus the North thing. She said, because me growing up in the South, in the Carolinas, she said, you can't come in my house without a washcloth. Now, you gonna use a washcloth to wash your butt. She says, I really think it's Northern white people who don't do it. So we just giggling amongst ourselves and we're talking. The older white lady looks at the younger white lady and looks at her kind of strange. And she goes, I'm sorry. She says, I'm confused. You use a washcloth? You bathe every day? So the younger white woman looks at her and goes, yes, ma'am. I bathe every day, sometimes 3 times a day. And yes, I grew up using a wash rag. The older white woman looks at the younger white woman and then looks at me. She goes, I can understand why she bathes every day, but I'm confused why you do. She says, honey, you're white. Your skin is pure. White skin is pure. We don't have to bathe every day because our skin is pure. Black people have to bathe daily because they don't know when they're dirty and their skin is not pure as our skin. Wait, what? So the younger white woman looks at the older white woman and then looks at me, and she looks and says to the older white woman, she said, are you serious right now? She goes, I'm very serious. She said, when I was growing up back in the 40s, I was always told by my mama and my grandmama and my aunts and everybody in my family, white skin is pure. Black skin is not pure. If your skin is darker than my skin, you need to bathe every day because you have impurities in your skin. Black people don't know when they're dirty. So they have to bathe every day so they can be accepted by society. Now it's 2024. And this is her mindset. This is what she... And again, this is her mindset, and this is how she raised her children. Now, her children would be my age, 50, because I'm 54. She's close to my mama age. You understand? So if she raised her children like this, her children are raising their children like this. You get where I'm going? Okay. Let me tell you something. I've talked to a lot of people because of my profession. And I kid you not when I say this, and I do not say this to be ugly. It is more likely than it's not to find people with this mindset. It's more likely than not to find people with this mindset, to find people with the mindset of that 89-year-old man who dressed in the 60s and the 70s. I was born in 1970. That was only 54 years ago. You understand? It's more likely than not to find people with that mindset. Yeah. Let that sit in your head and marinate for about 10 minutes. And then we can come back and talk about it. All right. Bye.
And I'm not even gonna go deep into how crazy that is, saying that albino, aka white skin, flesh, peach, which is really peach, more peach than the color white, just like we're brown and not the color black. Though there are some dark, and it comes in different shades. Just like there's some white people who are more reddish than peach, and some more pale, but it's really not white. But yeah, it's a fact that the darker skin tone is superior to the lighter. Scientifically, historically, in various ways you could see that if you care to really accept that truth. Though there's those deniers, they're crazy. Because like the darker, if you have color, melanin, you don't have to use suntan lotion. Though there's some people that do it to feel good about themselves or feel like they relate to white supremacy and stuff like that, they'll wear it because they don't want to tan and stuff. And just like there's those insecure, mentally weak ones that bleach themselves. But yeah, the darker skin tone is definitely superior for those reasons and others. Like ticks, when was the last time you heard about a black person being bit by a tick or contracting Lyme disease because they carry that? You don't hear it. No sunburn, no ticks, lice is another thing. You don't hear about that from us. So those are just the facts on that. But she was taught that by the leaders in her race, which was the men at that time period. It's changing now, thank God. But yeah, it's gonna take some time. Yeah, it's like overseas. I just was watching some stuff. A streamer, she's in Belgium. Yeah, I got that clip. Maybe I'll put it in the next one, in the next video or something. But yeah, they stole her hat and stuff, and it's John about being Asian and all that. The whole eye thing, pulling the eyes back and stuff like that. Some little white male boys, because they don't know how to suppress it yet or something. Or they were taught wrong. I don't know. It's also, people just doing silly stuff to try to be cool too, I guess. Kind of like bullying, but it's like that's the extreme. You should know better than that, because it's not. That goes beyond bullying. But yeah, if you notice, she skipped naming any type of white male in it, as if white women are the only ones that benefit or that took part in the continuation of white supremacy, right? Like if they were the one that put African Americans on the ships, white women were not even allowed to vote until we were allowed, really, and that's in the history books. Even though they're trying to change those type of things right now on the internet and in books, like they try to say we were brought here to work, indentured servants or whatever, which is crazy. But yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like it's a jealousy, an insecurity, and it's like, come on, man. Even in something so serious as that, right? And why would you bring up topics like that in a waiting room with white people. Just or if you're in there with a bunch of black people and y'all want to talk about those type of things, they're cool. Or if you know the white people, then yeah. But she just brings this up, and I noticed this with black women is that they'll bring up sensitive topics, politics, religion, race. Those things you should not talk about unless you're looking for conflict, right? They'll bring it up and then act shocked whenever it goes south. And then with an older white woman there, she was raised and taught by her husband, father. There's countless stories of why these white women think like that. You gotta remember, they were subservient in those days. They had to do what they were told by their husbands. It wasn't like with us, us African Americans, where black men didn't have a say over our women. And it's still like that today, actually. So they do what they want. Black women been doing what they want. And we see that's the benefits of it, what's going on now. So if they gotta blame anybody for some stuff, they could blame themselves, They gotta take some accountability. They hate that, but it's true. And as long as you're clean, what the hell difference does it make if you use a washcloth, your hand, or the soap? As long as you're clean, that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, the towel will help you get, dirt and stuff off. But it's like right now we got things like exfoliating towels and stuff like that. Like loofahs and stuff. So should we start judging people that still use towels? Because that's not getting as much dirt off as a loofah or exfoliating towel. Like, I use those. That's what I use. So it's like, and that's another thing. They're always looking for something to like one up everybody else. The sisterhood is strong and it's crazy. Like they'll defend each other even when they're wrong. And it's like, just come on, just be realistic here, Man, it's so exhausting. Exasperating, like, man. Yeah, and one other thing is that there's a good bit of videos online right now showing the contribution that Caucasian women are doing or working on to help end white supremacy and racism. They're teaching their kids the right things, and that's where it starts. They're not dealing with racist white supremacist men, and that's a huge change in difference. And you could notice it some years back, maybe about like 2014, 15, 16 in colleges and stuff. You started seeing this, or South Park even did a episode on it. PC Bros was forgot the exact name of it, but if you Google it, like South Park PC Bros, politically correct, like the stuff there, this is funny. But yeah, so these men, they have to, if they were raised to be white supremacists, they had to change that in order to deal with these women. And just like there's a few African proverbs that explain that the women play a large part in anybody's race and society, because they teach the kids, or they're supposed to, but that's changing nowadays. So if the woman, the father is the head, but if that woman decides to not follow those rules, that's where you'll see change. And that's what happened in the white race. A lot of Caucasian white women they stopped teaching those ideals of white supremacy and skin color in those bad ways. which helped a lot, as we can see today. It's changing. But you rarely ever, if ever, hear them get the credit for that. You don't hear nobody credit them and say, hey, thank you, white women. So I'm saying it. Thank you, white women, Caucasian American, all the labels for all the good, righteous acts and ideals that you're teaching your kids. There's a video I'd like to show about that too. If I can find it, I'll put it up.
Brody,
What?
what color skin? What color is your skin?
Peach.
Peach.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not white, right? It's kind of more like a peach.
Yeah.
And what color is your best friend at school, Vinicius? What color is his skin?
Brown.
Yeah. What color is Sister Joyce's skin?
Brown.
Yeah. What's the difference between people who have peach skin or brown skin?
Nothing.
Nothing, right?
But yeah, that's how you change things. It's the kids. That's why they always target the kids when they want to roll forth a different society. That's what they do. They're doing it right now. I'm not gonna get into that, but maybe someone, but I don't know. They ban you for stuff like that, so yeah. That's it. Thanks for watching. Till next time.